Alright guys, so the wait is over. The new HBO show Westworld has finally premiered. This is the review for Season 1, Episode 1, titled The Original, and this first one is going to be spoiler free. Hey everyone, welcome to KM Reviews. I am Niddleman. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to get updated reviews every single week. This time I'm reviewing Westworld, and if you don't know much about this, I'm going to try to do the best I can to explain it without ruining anything. And basically, if you have not seen the movie from back in the 70s, or the book that it's kind of loosely based on, the best way I can explain this is that it's a very futuristic theme park. So in today's world, in our world, if we want to go have some fun, what do? We can go pay some money and go to Universal Studios, or we can go to Disney World, we can go on some rides and have some fun. Well, in this show, really far in the future, they have this huge amount of land, and it's all designed to look like the Old West. And basically, you can pay a large amount of money, which they don't exactly specify, but just a lot of money, and you can basically go spend a day in this Western world. And you can basically do whatever you want. You can go rob a bank, you can sleep with a hooker at the saloon. You can just go hang out and go fishing. You can really do whatever you want. You can experience the West however you want. And there's really no consequences to anything because that's what you're paying for, is to be able to do whatever you want. So how are you able to get away with basically doing anything you want without getting in any sort of trouble? I mean, you could go shoot someone in the head and you're not going to get in any trouble. The reason for that is because all the inhabitants of this Western world, they call them hosts, are basically futuristic robots. They're almost indistinguishable from human beings, and they're not artificial intelligence. They're not AI. They are robots. They are programmed to do exactly what we tell them to do, and basically they live on a loop. Every day they do the exact same thing, and the only thing that alters what they do is us interacting with them. So I can basically pay my whatever amount of money, go there, and I just get involved with their society, and whatever happens just kind of happens. And then at the end of the day, they just kind of reset everything, clean it all up, and then the next people can go or do the same thing. So I do have to say right off the bat, my very first impression with this show is that I love the premise. It is very unique. I haven't seen any other shows like this, and I feel like they pull it off very well because they kind of slowly introduce you to different aspects of how this world works and operates, how the scientists are involved, who's actually a robot and who's not a robot. You know, there can definitely be some twists in this thing, and they lead it off in the very first episode, and the pilots of shows are usually the worst episode, and this show had me really engaged. And the way they had the story going along, by the very end of the episode, I definitely wanted to see the next one. Also, they have some amazing acting talent in this. I felt like almost every couple scenes there's a new actor on screen. I'm like, oh shit, they got this guy in this movie? I mean, you got Ed Harris, you got Anthony Hopkins, you got all sorts of people. I don't even know their name, but you're going to be seeing people where you're like, I've seen that guy somewhere. I've seen that guy somewhere. You know what I mean? And they definitely put some money out there for their talent in this movie, and it pays off because even the robots, they have some scenes in this movie that are pretty intense. And I mean, the acting is definitely going to pay off in this show. So my impression with the show and what the arc is going to be in this first season, at least just based on the first episode, is that these robots are starting to have some glitches and some things are happening. Again, I'm not spoiling what happens, but you can kind of tell the show is going to kind of take on this turn of like, maybe these robots are starting to think for themselves, or maybe something really bad is going to happen, and how are they going to deal with that? And again, the first episode is just an introduction. It's just barely introducing all the different themes and stuff. And I gotta say, it was really great. And I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season. So I'm really hoping you guys check it out. Now, I'm not going to give this episode a rating. I'm going to wait until the entire season is over, because with TV is a little bit different than movies. You can have some lackluster episodes and you can have some really good episodes, so you kind of have to rate it as a season as a whole. But I will say this first episode was very captivating. So guys, let me know, did you watch this show? What did you think about it? Are you looking forward to watching the rest of the episodes? Let me know and comment below. And stay tuned for more movie reviews and TV show reviews if you can handle it. Go.